Here is the tale of the tape ahead of the first Madrid derby of the season. Real Madrid are perfect so far. Atleti, however, only notched their second win of the campaign last time out against Rayo. But Julian Alvarez did score a hat-trick in that clash. Here he is, speaking ahead of this game.
No hemos hecho malos partidos, sino que no somos efectivos en los momentos que tenemos que ser para poner el 2-0. La mayoría de los partidos empezamos ganando y después, por una cosa o la otra, nos empatan, nos dan vuelta el partido. Pero nada, una cosa algo que tenemos que mejorar.
El último derbi terminó con un muy mal sabor de boca, con el famoso penal que me imagino te habrá dado vueltas en la cabeza mucho tiempo. ¿De qué serviría el partido de mañana de cara a lo que pasó?
No, bueno, sí, que a todos nos molestó, nos dolió, como decía, una injusticia. Duele perder de esa forma, pero ya pasó y nosotros no nos queda otra que enfocarnos en el partido de mañana. No lo vemos ni como una revancha ni como nada, simplemente el partido de mañana, ganar y seguir pensando en lo que viene.
Let's welcome in now two former Atleti players from the Spanish capital, Luis Garcia and Mario Suarez. Mario, let me start with what we saw from Julian Alvarez in that last game, a hat-trick, a response to being subbed off in the previous game and missing a penalty. A perfect response from Julian Alvarez?
Hello, Ale. I love your hat from before. I like it.
You want me to put it back on? I'll put it back on. Oh.
No, that one will be great for Mallorca. The next time in Mallorca, you will have to wear it.
Está bien.
And talking about the match from tomorrow and about Julian Alvarez, it was the perfect match to do it, to get back to the goal, to do a hat trick.
That response, do you think that's given them more of a boost now going into the derby?
Yeah, of course. Every single win is a boost, and much more when you get closer to the derby. You know that in the last few years, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have been quite even. It's a special game. It doesn't matter how you arrive. It doesn't matter what have been the results before, because it's always a special one. There've been so many cases where we've seen situations with the crowd, with the players, where things are happening and the result can go either way. Tomorrow for Atletico Madrid is crucial to try to get closer to the top two. At the moment, I think that Real Madrid just got a very big gap. But this win in last couple of days, I think it was so important for Atletico Madrid to get back the confidence. Some of the players that were involved, Llorente, Barrios, players who have been important for this Atletico Madrid show up. And in the second half, when the new ones like Nicol, players who have been arriving, Ruggeri, Hanko at the back, I think it is very important for them to feel that arriving to the derby, you have the opportunity to get a win and to arrive with more confidence.
Well, let's take a look at the predictions from all of our panel ahead of this game and see who's going for who. It's often been a draw, a 1-1 draw when these two sides meet at the Metropolitano, but most people are not sitting on the fence, not Luis Garcia. He is going for that 1-1 draw, which we've been seeing regularly. However, Mario Suarez has gone against everyone and is saying that Atleti are going to win this game 2-1. Ale Moreno says Real Madrid are going to win this 2-1. So, Ale, why have you got 2-1?
Well, Mario I'm surprised that Mario feels this way, but Mario just told us that the key for Atletico Madrid would be to not give away goals, to not get scored on, to keep it at 0. Well, they haven't proven that they can do that this season. They're having difficulties doing that this season. So much so that against Rayo Vallecano, not only did they give up 2 goals, I can also tell you, in case you didn't watch that match, Isi Palazón had a clear goal and scoring opportunity on his left foot, 6 yards out, and Jan Oblak has to come up with a big save. Otherwise, that may have been a different result. Atletico Madrid, yes, I agree they have to keep it at 0. I just don't think that they have been capable of doing that with any sort of consistency this season. And so therefore, I'm not going to pick this game for Atletico Madrid to be solid defensively against one of the more potent teams offensively, not only in Spain, but in all of Europe. So I just don't see Atletico Madrid keeping it at 0. I don't see this newfound confidence that Luis and Mario may be talking about. That feels a lot like wishful thinking, that hopeful thoughts that there's confidence is going to appear. There are a lot of things about that game against Rayo Vallecano that actually would fill you with more doubt than this inspiration that magically is going to appear. I don't see enough from Atletico Madrid just yet.
And neither do you, Stevie. You've gone for a Real Madrid win too.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a side that knows even when you go ahead, the likelihood is you're going to give goals up, what do you think that does for the opposition? I mean, Rayo Vallecano knew that. That's why that game was so tight. So now you're going to hand that over to Real Madrid and think that you're going to come away unscathed. I just don't see how it happens. I just don't see how that happens.
And can I tell you that this is how I read the predictions from both Luis and Mario. Mario, of course, is going to pick Atletico Madrid all day long because he loves some Atletico Madrid. And Luis, while he has some love and passion for Atletico Madrid, he's really not going to pick Real Madrid because you know. But the Barcelona blood is strong. And so never going to pick Real Madrid. But the fact that he's picked a draw tells me that Luis, in his heart and in his mind, knows that it's more than likely Real Madrid winning tomorrow against Atletico Madrid.
But the thing is, I'm going to stick up for the wee man here.
Okay.
The
we
thing
manage
is,
Luis.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, sorry, wee man. It's a derby.
No, I know.
So
get it.
you really can't argue with anybody when it comes to derbies, whether it's this one or the Merseyside or the Manchester derby. Because it's a derby, you can't look at that 1-1 and say, well, there's no way. So
No, we can argue.
I understand where Luis is coming from.
I hear you, but we can argue that at some point Luis has got to get off the fence and actually pick a winner.
We will.
That's all.
Listen, we'll give him the right to reply in just a moment. But given the fact that Mario Suarez is the only one saying that Atleti will win this game, I would like to hear his reasons for it.
I can see I'm the only one that is confident with Atletico de Madrid. But it's good for La Liga and it's good for Atletico. As you said, it's a derby. It doesn't matter what are you doing in the past or what you did in the past. I give you, Ale, Real Madrid is favorite, of course. They won all the matches, they are scoring goals, they are not conceding. And Atletico de Madrid, they are not performing well or in the best way. They are struggling to score goals. The other day appears Julian Alvarez. That's the best news for Atletico de Madrid. And I'm confident because I think it's the best scenario, the best day to change all the situation and to give confidence to these players, to your teammates. And, if you win tomorrow, you are going to be 6 points away from Real Madrid. If you lose, you are going to be 12. So I think it's the day, and I think they are capable to do it. And I'm confident.
Anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen, and Stevie is totally right. The derbies and the Clásico are totally different. Let's not forget that not long ago we were sitting down and the whole crowd was whistling in one of the Clásicos. Simeone had to come to us to try to calm down the supporters. Something like that can happen. And tomorrow is one of those special days. If one of these momentums happening during that game, it can flip. It can flip. The crowd start pushing to your teammates, start supporting, the players start feeling that confidence back again. And we can see Atletico Madrid beating at the Metropolitano against Real Madrid because we've seen it before. So it's true that it's not the normal thing or the normal situation that we could see because actually what we've seen so far in the last month and a half is what is telling us that Real Madrid is totally favorite. But don't forget, Clásicos, derbies, some special games are totally different. Doesn't matter how you arrive, it's about what you can do that day.
Yeah, look, I understand. If you want to build a case for Atletico Madrid, these guys are trying hard. But just take the first 15, 20 seconds from Mario's response to me. He told us all the reasons as to why Atletico Madrid are not winning.
Yeah, and just a little note, they stood in front of Cibeles, where Real Madrid celebrate their victories, and a little further up from them is Neptuno, where Atleti celebrate their victories, and I'm just surprised by their choice in the Spanish capital tonight.
Anyway,
Not our choice. It's not our choice.
Didn't think it
They told us that we have to be here.
Okay, seeing as though you're there, then let's talk about Real Madrid, because like Julian Alvarez, Vini also had a good showing midweek. His coach, Xabi Alonso, has had this to say about him. Vini is a fundamental player for us. The other day, he played a great game. I really liked a lot of things that he did. I like to see him smiling. Was Vini's response and the performance that we saw from him a response to what Alonso's been doing with Vini, rotating him in and out?
Yes, and it's a realization by Vini Jr. that he is in a competition, whether he likes it or not, he is. Not independent of Kylian Mbappe, but with Kylian Mbappe, both offensively and defensively. And what was encouraging from the last match that we saw Vini against Levante is not only the goal from the right-hand side, which he never appears on the right-hand side. That tells you that there is more of an effort to be in a more central position. It's the amount of times in which him and Mbappe actually moved off of each other. As Mbappe runs deep, Vini comes underneath. As Mbappe comes and shows that Vini went in behind. That sort of movement, when they're working with each other, is going to help Vini, is going to help Mbappe, it's going to help Real Madrid. And defensively, yes, pressing the ball, actually going and stepping and challenging and making it difficult for other teams so that then you're able to regain possession of the ball. Perhaps not you individually, but you allow that second pass to go straight to one of your midfielders and you stay on top of teams. Vini did that in the last match. He just needs to continue to do that. That's all I'm asking for, and I'm sure that that's all what Xabi Alonso's asking for as well.
And you know, Xabi Alonso, in going to Real Madrid, we're all talking about how is he going to change the way they play? How is his tactics going to... You know, sometimes when you're at a team like Real Madrid, it's actually not about the tactics or what you're doing. It's just getting in people's head and convincing them that the things you want them to do are the best for them and the best for the team. I mean, can you imagine if Vinny actually gets it? That what Alonso's saying, him and Mbappe, if they both realise that them closing the ball, them doing a little bit of the dirty work, not a lot, and then being able to play with each other, if Alonso can convince these two guys to do the things that will make them better as a partnership, them better as individuals, which ultimately is better for the team, that's coaching as well.
Yeah, so that's one of the big games, the biggest game in La Liga this weekend. However, Barcelona also taking on Real Sociedad, and they will, of course, be looking at what happens in that clash. And the big news is Lamine Yamal will be available. He took to social media to say himself, I am back. So obviously he's not featured since before the international break. He had that groin issue. He went on international duty with that issue as well, missed those games, but now he's back. And they really need him right now, Luis, especially with what's going on with Rafinha.
Yeah, exactly. We received the news that Rafinha is going to be out of the game for around 3 weeks, and fantastic news for Barcelona, because even though the Barcelona has been playing well, not dazzling performances, but they've been playing well in getting the results, you could see that something is missing. You could see that the piece that break the lines and break the defenders is right there on the right side is not there anymore. Rafinha did a good job. He got an assist. He found a way of creating from that right side, always trying to be a threat. But definitely is not Lamine Yamal. When Lamine Yamal is on the field, attracts so many players, so they are other teammates that they are going to be free. When he's on the ball, you know that anything can happen, from assisting, from scoring, from creating always something from nowhere. And I'm sure that Barcelona and, of course, Hansi Flick is going to be very happy of seeing him into the 11 probably that he's going to start. But just don't forget, you have to look after. He's still a very young player. He's still a player who needs to develop. His body is still developing, and you cannot play him every single minute. So I'm sure that Hansi Flick has taken note of that situation. We don't want to see any more what happened to Pedri in another player of Barcelona.